What's cracking, guys? And today I finally have some great freaking news. Let's roll that intro. So a while ago, I did a video about how the United Nations is planning to ban some anime with some of their articles, at least all sorts of underage girls. But in case you missed it, here is the specific section that caused a lot of controversy. Child pornography is defined in Article 2 OPSC as any representation of a child engaged in real or stimulated explicit sexual activities, regardless of the means used, or any representation of the sexual parts of the child or primarily sexual purposes. The qualification by whatever means reflects the broad range of material available in a variety of media, online and offline. It includes alter alia, visual materials such as photographs, movies, drawings, and cartoons, audio representation, any digital media representation, live performances, written materials in print or online, and physical objects such as sculptures, toys, or ornaments. Yeah, that was quite a broad range. The specific thing that we were focusing on there, of course, was the drawings and cartoons, which included anime. Basically, this law was so vague in its enforcement that it could virtually delete all sorts of underage girls from anime completely if it passed. Which is a big no-no on the freedom of speech and expression, because you're making something that's completely fake and doesn't have any ties to real life and shouldn't be given the rights of a real person because it is fake. It is mere entertainment and nobody is being harmed, yet this law didn't care. And again, for the record, I of course encourage the protection of real children, obviously. But when it comes to fake anime ones, why? People get brutally slayed and terrible things happen to anime characters regardless of age. Should they be given rights? No! It's entertainment. It's telling a story. But essentially, this is like saying if an author killed his own character off in his story, he could go to jail for it, which is ludicrous. But here is the beauty of it, and I cannot wait to read it. The United States, Japan, and Austria have issued their response to this, and it's beautiful. The United States essentially said, yo, we're just gonna enforce our own local laws and not care about your ones, okay? With as followed, urges states parties to prohibit by law child sexual abuse material in any form, including when such material represents realistic representations of non-existing children. In the United States, federal law prohibits that it is illegal to create, possess, or distribute a visual depiction of any kind, including a drawing, cartoon, sculpture, painting that depicts a minor engaging in sexually explicit conduct and is obscene. However, visual depictions, CGI, anime, etc., dropping anime right there where there is not a real child, are technically protected by the First Amendment, unless the visual depictions are obscene. And the United States obligations under the ICCPR, we suggest editing the paragraph as follows. Urges states parties to prohibit by law, consistent with the nation's legal systems, child sexual abuse material in any form, including when such material represents realistic representations of non-existing children. So basically, the United States says, yo, you're not gonna limit our freedom of expression and or violate our First Amendment with this garbage here, okay? Like, we got laws in place. You're overstepping your bounds. And of course, there is that vague area of obscene in the United States, but so far, we as an anime community haven't been put in jail yet for putting shotas or lollies around, so I think we're okay. It's much better than just them being banned outright. Now, Japan was a little bit more critical here with their alterations that they wanted to the bill. Japan said that it believes that restriction on freedom of expression should be kept to a minimum and that highly careful consideration needs to be given to the scope of child pornography. In light of this, considering that pornography is traditionally referred to as visually recognizable objects, where that includes audio representations or written materials, needs to be carefully considered. Japan thus proposes deleting audio representations and written materials in print or online from the third sentence of paragraph 61. Basically, they're saying, yo, if it's written or if it's audio, who the frick cares? Since written material isn't actually happening and is fiction and it's just words, why should you be punished for it? And the same with audio stuff. It then goes on to say, in addition, for the reason explained above, whether penal sanctions should be imposed, even if the case involves pornography of non-existing child, needs to be carefully considered. Japan proposes adding, as far as it represents an existing child, at the end of paragraph 61. Basically saying, F you, it needs to be a representation of someone that is real for them to be punished, and not just a fake, made-up one. But Austria's response was, I think, the best one. This one was great. According to the committee's proposal, drawings and cartoons can be regarded as child pornography in the sense that Article 2, letter C, and the OPSC. In this context, we would like to point out that the definition of child pornography in the more recent EU directive, 2011's 93 EU, comprises depictions of real child, depictions of any person appearing to be a child, realistic images of a child. And then they say, as far as drawings and cartoons do not contain realistic images, we do not see the necessity to treat them as child pornography. Austria essentially said, screw you, they're fake, you dumbos, like you freaking honking clowns, what are you doing? Now, there actually was a law way in the past that passed in Japan that affected critically acclaimed series such as Vagabond and Berserk and had such things removed from stores. Later, the law was revoked, so that is the reason why Berserk and Vagabond are still readable, obviously. But the fact that this actually happened before just shows how stupid this kind of law is in the creative content when you're restricting such critically acclaimed titles as Berserk and Vagabond just because of a certain scene that's fake inside of it. Needless to say, I'm just happy that these countries realize that, yeah, it's fake, it shouldn't be treated as real, and it shouldn't be enforced, and people shouldn't be punished for creativity. And again, hats off for them trying to help the world in a way, but they were doing it in such vague terms that it would actually hurt more than it would help. And kudos to the countries for proposing fixes to the laws in order to get them to approve of it. But at the same time, please don't ruin creativity. Please don't ruin anime when it has done nothing, because it's fake. It's meant to be enjoyed. It is entertainment. That's all it is. Just like video games, there is zero correlation to actual acts of violence or sexually bad conduct in any regards. People have tried to prove it over and over again, and it's still saying that there is no correlation to the actual acts. The same, obviously, goes with anime and the actual acts that are illegal. I'm just glad this world still has some bloody common sense. So anyway, that's our good news for today. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Fantastic, not something to get upset about anymore. I figured we needed something to praise and celebrate. And oh, I'm so happy we finally got something in the news to do it. Now, do I still trust the UN to make any sort of good decision based on anime after this? Obviously not. Do I still want them messing with our freaking source of entertainment here at Lost Pause and in the anime community? Heck no. So hopefully, thanks to our raised awareness and the sort of outcry that we've done last time, we can keep these people out of our entertainment and maybe focus on the real world issues that do need addressing. Anime is not one of them. So leave your questions, concerns, and any sorts of ideas below in the comment section. Keep it civil, keep it sane, and as always, thank you so much. Subscribe for some more quality Noble News content, and I hope to see all of you beautiful sons of guns again next time.
You crazy mother...